All right, here we have to understand how to format a string to look at a way of giving a nicer output. So in this chapter of, or in this module of this Python tutorial, we'll have a closer look at the various ways we can have the output described in a better way. So all the different ways we will give it to you, but we will recommend that you use only the format method of the string class. Okay, by the end of the module, when we learn that, I that is the most flexible and that is the Pythonic approach of doing it. All right, so we will recommend that mostly. Okay, and now I'll just write down something out here. Okay, let me say, I'll just say p is equal to or q is equal to 4459 and p is equal to 0.098. Okay, and if I just do something like this, print q comma p multiplied by q. Okay, if I say that, what does it do? It keeps p, it keeps q, and it keeps p multiplied by q, and all three of them are separated by a space. That's what the print does whenever you put a comma. Okay, but if I do something like this, okay, I'll just copy this out here and I'll show it to you here itself. But if I do something like this, print, and I change the separation by saying, I'll just put a comma out there, a separation. Sorry, that is not a comma. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so it's going to be separated by commas. Okay, or if you want, you can, you can just to understand it better, you can even separate it with something like this. Okay, so you're going to have, so I'm going to get this separated by some smiley. Okay, but can also do this by, you know by calling the print function like this. Okay, so I can just say print q is an integer, which means I need to convert it into a string. I can print one string. Print requires a string, which means I need to convert that q using an str function. Okay, str of q will convert this integer q to a string. Okay, and then I will say print q, and then I will say I need to print, along with that I need to print a little space, so I'll say plus space plus str of p, and then I will say plus, again I require some space between q and p, and then I will say str of p multiplied by q. Okay, p multiplied by q. Okay, this is another way of writing a particular string. So it's going to be p multiplied by q, and then I'm going to say enter. Again, you got similar to getting spaces, but that was achieved by just commas. Here I am going to convert each of these integers into a string, and I have made one string. I have concatenated all the strings together to make one string, and the print is printing one string. In this case, it was different values separated by commas, commas, and then you have the sep. We had to define the default sep was space. Here we changed by putting a comma. Sir, can I? But then this was not the second example. This particular example of using str is very inferior compared to this. Okay, now is there another way of doing it? Of course, we just saw using a percent. You can do something percentage. Using the percentage, you can do something like that. Okay, so how do I use the percentage and say, okay, I have two numbers p and q. So my p, let me say, for now, you already know what is your q and you know what is your p. I want to find out addition of p is this, p and q is this, fraction of p and q is this, multiplication of p and q is this, and division of p and q is this. I need to say it in one line. So I want to say something like this: print addition of p and q, or addition, I say colon, I want to get p plus q. I want to get p plus q. Okay, but p plus q is going to give me a value 459 plus 0.098 is going to be 459.098. Okay, it is I need to insert it where in between here. Okay, so I want, let me just put some blah blah text for now. Okay, I'm just going to say over here, I want to insert here p plus q. So how do I do it? Can I put here p plus q like this? No, it does not. It does not give you, and I say, and okay, or I say with a backslash n. Backslash n means a new line, and then I say subtraction is p minus q, and then I will say, or q minus p, sorry, I just want to, let me get the q is the bigger value, so I'll say q minus p, and I will say backslash n, I'll say multiplication colon q multiplied by p, and I will say division with a backslash n, of course, is gonna be division, and I'm gonna say colon, I'm gonna say q divided by p. Now, is this gonna work? What do you think? Is this gonna work? Is this going to return for me? No, it won't. See what is going to return for you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I put the backslash n over here. Okay, so if I change, anyway, so I'm just going to put this multiplication closer to this backslash n because it's putting the space out there. Okay, so I have the addition, I have the subtraction, I have the multiplication, I have the division. Okay, and now can I say addition, subtraction, multiplication, division? This is going to be p plus q. Okay, but I didn't want them to write p plus q. I wanted them to add p and q, and I wanted them to insert it here. How do I tell them, no, I don't want p plus q to be written here, I want to insert p plus q here? Is it possible for me to tell them to do that? Yes, very much possible. How do I tell him to do it? I can tell him to do it like this. I will say print. Okay, I'm going to call the same function as I called above. I'm just going to repeat it with an alt p, and instead of writing p plus q here, I'm just going to write here percent f. F means a floating point value. Okay, if you want decimal value or if you want an integer, you need to put a percent d. So again, subtraction is going to be a percent f, multiplication is also going to be a percent f, and division is also going to be a percent f. Okay, and I'm going to say here comma. Okay, no commas, sorry, no commas. I'm just going to say percentage, which means there are how many percentages there? 4, which means I need to insert 4 values here. After percentage, I'm going to just put a round bracket, and in that in this percentage, I need to add 4 values. What are the 4 values that I need to give here? I need to give, one is p plus q. Okay, second is going to be q minus p. Next is going to be q multiplied by p, and next is going to be q divided by p. Now when I do enter, oh, it returned for me 459.098,000, 458.902,000, 44.982,000, 4683.673469. Oh, okay. So that means what did it do? It actually gave me a lot of, it gave me the right answers, it inserted in the right places, but it put a extra zeros here. I didn't want these extra zeros, and here also it gave me a value which is a 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, even here over 6-digit value at the end, 6-digit decimal. No, I didn't want 6. I just wanted an approximation up till your 3 digits. I don't want 6, or I just want an approximation up till 2 digits. Is it possible for me to get an approximation up till 2 digits? Yes, it is very much possible. I can just say print, and over here in place of percent f, you need to say percent 0.3f. What will you say? Percent 0.3f. Okay, but remember, you cannot say, okay, you can say 0.3f. Okay, and it's gonna be percent, okay, 0.3f. I'm gonna say 0.3f for all of them, and then I'm gonna just print it out. Okay, so now what does it happen? Okay, I got an approximation till third decimal. Can you see that? Whenever I write 0.3, it means it approximates for me up till the third decimal. What if I write 0.2? I cannot write it directly here, but what if I write here 0.2 or 0.1? Okay, I'll just give a 0.1 out here. Why? Because I just want you to notice how it approximates, especially the last value. What is the last value currently? 4683.67673. When it approximates to one value or to one decimal, tell me what will the answer be? 4683 point, it should have been 7.7. Does that give me that? Oh yes, it does. It approximates up to one digit, which means it takes into consideration what is the second digit and approximates it accordingly. Instead of this 0, can I give something else? Okay, let me see if I can give something else. I'm going to say alt p instead of 0. If I say if only for the last value, if I say something like 10, what happens? Oh, it put a lot of spaces here. What did it do? What did it do? Why did it do that? Okay, I'll tell you why. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, this is 9, and this is 10. The last space is already there because of division, after the space after division. But 10 digits, including the decimal and this, 10 digits is the total for what value you got in division. That 10 digits have been placed here. Hope you are able to understand this. Yes. Okay, now this is where it says, okay, my entire number, division number, should contain 10 digits. If it doesn't contain 10 digits, put 0 before it. Okay, and make it 10 digits, but my decimal value should be approximated to one decimal. Hope that is clearly understood. Yes. Okay,